This is a dose of health, your quick but deep dive into health and wellness tips from experts across New Jersey, all in 15 minutes or less. This mini series is a part of our mission here at Healthy in the Garden State to provide you with the people, places, and resources that are helping New Jersey residents live our fullest, healthiest lives. I'm Kate Chericello Tente, a certified fitness professional and host of Healthy in the Garden State. Be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming content, and check out Healthy in the Garden State for additional free health resources. Today, we speak with Kate O'Connor, Director of Public Health and Safety for the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. And she's speaking today about a subset of the nonprofit, Jersey Drives, and how you can be a safer driver, biker, and pedestrian. So, Kate, what does Jersey Drives do, and how did it come to be?
Jersey Drives is an educational website that was developed by the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey with funding from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. And it's really a resource hub for all things transportation safety. It highlights our educational programs for all ages, along with safety information on bike, pedestrian safety, helmet use, car seat safety, motorcycle safety, and so much more. The website is very user-friendly with sections dedicated for educators, parents, and teens. I just wanted to note that we also have a social media account for Jersey Drives on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, where we share weekly safety tips.
And the resources are plenty and so important and so informative. Now, Kate, there's a couple of initiatives too, the You Got Brains and the Crash Project. Can you tell me more about those as well?
The You Got Brains Champion School program is a statewide safe driving competition for New Jersey high schools. Our founding sponsor of the program is actually NJM Insurance, so they've been a very amazing partner. We are now in our 16th year of the Champion School program, and we created this program because when we talked to high school students about what they really cared about, right? They wanted to hear tips from their friends, not their parents or their teachers. So we put the power into their hands. And how this works is every high school receives a stipend to create a transportation safety campaign in their school and in their community. So if you're dealing with a school down in South Jersey versus all the way up north, their campaigns are going to look very different based on the needs of their community. And essentially, all schools across the state join the program. We work with private, technical, and public schools, and they develop a campaign and then they compete for prizes. The end of the program is celebrated at Six Flags Great Adventure in May, where all the students come down. The energy is so incredible, and we announce the grand prize winners.
What a great way to get kids involved and get the important information out all at once. And Kate, how did you become pulled into this line of work and find Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey?
So I went to Montclair State University, where I was studying public health at the time, very into public health and how health affects different communities based on where you live, based on what you have access to. And during this time, while I was studying my undergrad at Montclair State, my older brother, Jimmy, who was 25 at the time, was hit by a taxi cab driver. So seeing how this changed my family overnight, changed my brother's life overnight, I really started to connect the dots between transportation safety and public health. And that's when I found a job posting for the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey that was brain injury focused and transportation safety focused, which for me was a perfect combination.
Oh, wow. Wow. And how many years ago did you join the organization now?
I joined in September of 2018, so it's been a while.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you for joining. I mean, I know for the people listening who've been listening a while, you know that we featured Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey in episode 4 of Healthy in the Garden State. And it's just such an impactful organization and such an important organization. I know I've had 3 concussions myself, so anything brain related is just terrifying to me. So the more information that can get out there for prevention, the better. So thanks for your work with this. And Kate, if you would, I'd love to talk about some more of those maybe specifics in terms of prevention and just some awareness. Starting with biking, it's a great alternative to driving, but there are safety concerns, especially in a mostly car-first area. What can you share about cycling safety, both for the ones on the bikes and for those passing in cars?
So, first, I just want to say that cyclists have the same rights to the road as drivers, and it's really important that everyone knows this and does their part to keep each other safe. New Jersey has a law called the Safe Passing Law, which requires drivers to move over one lane if possible, or give at least 4 feet when passing someone on a bike, on foot, using a wheelchair, riding a scooter. And this is a very important thing to keep in mind, when we're driving. Oftentimes, drivers are kind of used to looking out for cars, and cyclists and pedestrians kind of come secondary to some. So, drivers should really slow down, wait for a safe time to pass, and then always check your mirrors and blind spots before turning and opening car doors, right? A lot of cyclists get hit from people just innocently getting out of their car without looking in their mirror. But at the same time, right, it's not only the drivers. We like to say it's a shared responsibility. So cyclists should ride with the flow of traffic. They should follow the same rules as vehicles, stop at stop signs, stop at red lights, signaling the best that you can, and then having a light on the front and back of your bike to be visible. When we talk to communities, a lot of people, especially teens, they're like, oh, I can see the road. I don't need a light. It's not really for the cyclist to see the road. It's for drivers to know that there's a cyclist in the road ahead. So again, it's a shared responsibility. Everyone is pedestrian at some point in the day. So remember that when you're behind the wheel, and then, just try to be patient with each other.
And what are some of the main safety tips you stress with parents, both in regards to their little ones in the car and to teens that are driving for the first time?
Yeah, so parents, we kind of change our safety message depending on the child's age, right? So as the child grows up, there's going to be a different message from when they're in car seats all the way through teens. For parents of young children, we focus on car seat safety, selecting the right car seat for your child's size and age, and adjusting that as they grow, and then installing it correctly. We also talk about helmet safety and safe walking habits like crossing at intersections, using crosswalks, and the simple tip of looking both ways before you step, into the street. And then as children grow and they become more independent, maybe they're riding bikes to their friend's house, or doing things without their parents right next to them, we try to help parents understand the rules of the road. So again, as I mentioned, that's riding on the right in the flow of traffic, stopping at stop signs, wearing a helmet, and then making sure that your child is visible. That's a bright colored backpack, that's the lights on the bike. And nowadays, I have such cool products. You can get fun reflective stickers, you can get fun lights that go onto the wheels, whatever you can do to kind of help your child stick out while riding in the street. And then for teens, we discuss the responsibility that comes with driving, right? When you become a driver, you're not responsible for yourself only. Now it's for everyone else who's on the road. And as a teen, that's really not something that they think about until they're put in that situation. So we try to help teens understand the graduated driver's license laws, or the GDL laws. And some of this includes restrictions on nighttime driving, passenger restrictions, and the red decals that go onto their license plate. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't understand, any of this. Like, why did I have to restrict passengers? And studies show that the less people they have in the car, the less distracted they are.
Yeah.
So parental involvement is super important during this time.
I can't imagine what's scarier. Like right now, I have a 2.5-year-old, and so we're trying to do the whole stop before we walk into a street, and this is scaring me every day. But now thinking ahead too, like, well, it might even be scarier when he is first given a license. So I feel like parents really do have a constant little roller coaster of fears and trust that has to happen over time, I'm sure.
Definitely. And there are some parents that think, oh, kids are going to be kids, they're going to do what they want to do. But parental involvement really does matter, right? If your child knows that they have to wear a helmet, or they see mom, texting and driving, well, then I'm going to text and drive.
Right.
So, kids are always watching, teens are always watching. So if you're a parent, don't think that it's going in one ear and out the other. They are absorbing some of it.
Yes, you're right. They are always watching for sure. And now moving on to the animals in our state, we have a plethora of deer. We have other animals that run into the road as well. What are some things that New Jersey drivers need to know about prevention in regards to hitting animals and other cars then in those situations?
Yeah, it's very scary, especially this time of year. Deer are most active at dawn and dusk, especially in the fall and winter. So it's really important when you're driving in these wooded and rural areas to really stay extra alert. Yes, deer can be anywhere, but they're going to be in those areas a little bit more. And then if you see those deer crossing signs, pay attention to that. Those signs are there for a reason. And if you see one deer cross into the road, expect more to follow. They often travel in groups. And then, if a deer suddenly appears in your path, brake firmly and try your best to stay into your lane without swerving, because that's where the crowd.
Excellent. Great tips all around. Thank you, Kate. And now, as we wrap up, would you share a little bit more about how people can connect with you and the Jersey Drives initiatives, Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey, and just find all of those resources as well?
Yeah, so the Brain Injury Alliance has our main website. That's bianj.org. There you will find more information about our organization as a whole. We offer support groups to individuals who are caregivers or have sustained brain injuries themselves. We have a whole part of our agency dedicated to working directly with clients and families who were affected by brain injury. So definitely check out bianj.org. And I just want to say too, a brain injury is anything from a concussion, as you mentioned, Kate, all the way to something more severe, like a stroke or a brain aneurysm. So we cover the whole spectrum of brain injuries at BIANJ.
Yes.
And then jerseydrives.com. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I think there was a slight delay. That's why I didn't realize I was stepping on you there. Go ahead into the Jersey Drives part.
And then jerseydrives.com is focused on transportation safety. So bianj.org is our main website, and then jerseydrives.com has all the information for parents, for educators. We have fun lesson plans and tips for teachers. So definitely check out jerseydrives.com. You can also request a workshop. We offer interactive workshops on all of these topics. So we do really fun pedestrian safety workshops with little kids. We teach them how to cross the street, what to look out for. We can talk to professionals about brain injury prevention. We do workshops on domestic violence and brain injury. So basically, any topic as it relates to brain injury, our team is out there in the community, statewide, trying to help reduce these from happening.
There are so many things that Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey does. I can't get over it. So definitely check out those resources. And Kate, thank you so much for taking the time to share about you, your work with Jersey Drives, and everything that you're doing.
And thank you so much for highlighting the Brain Injury Alliance of New Jersey. We're only as effective as many people who know about us. And we hope that you don't need our resources, but we are here if you ever do.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to click that subscribe button. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode, please do share it with them. For additional health resources and all of our episodes, check out healthyinthegardenstate.com. Until next time, I'm Kate Chericello-Tente, and this is A Dose of Health from Healthy in the Garden State. If you enjoyed these mini-sodes of A Dose of Health, check out Healthy in the Garden State, our full episodes highlighting the health and wellness happening here in New Jersey at healthyinthegardenstate.com.